Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So I've just been guided to put out a little update video on this moon that's coming in tomorrow because I've been experiencing quite a lot already. And also I was just about to do a reading for someone and the moon dropped out as I was wondering whether I should. So that's telling me, yeah, I should do. So basically, what did I want to say? So I noticed yesterday I went out to the shops and then I came back from the shops and tried to do a few things online. And when I tried to do them, they were really, really annoying. They just didn't want to work. Like I was being taken in circles with things that I was trying to do, being brought back to the same point and told that it wasn't working, and then trying again and going through all the steps and coming back. So there's a lot of frustration coming through yesterday, I noticed. Or what is kind of making you feel like you should be getting frustrated, because it's always about noticing what's coming through and then acting accordingly. So being like, okay, there's loads of frustration coming through the third dimensional matrix, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove myself from that energy, stop trying to deal with things online and leave them till after the moon. So that's what I did. And then so you might notice things like that yesterday, like I did. And then um, and then what happened? Okay, so I did my laundry yesterday as well. So this is like really just about my things to show you what happened. I did my laundry and put clean sheets on the bed last night. And then I went to bed and I was feeling all this like get up and go energy. So I had all these plans in my head of things that I wanted to do today, and just moving forward, because it feels like where last year was stuck, just not been able to do anything. And I was really taken out of the third dimensional level. So I was kind of just taken into that. Like I said, the food healing thing came in, and not much else. And I was just guided to kind of stay away from, activities and people. I didn't really have much choice. None of us had much choice, right? But this year, it's like I'll get all this energy, like moving forward energy, and it's like they talk about it. It's like get up and go energy. So I had all these plans in my head, not just about today, but about going forward through this year, yesterday. Like so much, like just like crazy energy of like, and then in April I'm going to do this, and then May we're going to do this, and then all that coming through. And of course, starting with today, and today I'm going to do this, and this, and this, and this, and all this energy coming through. And which was all right, except I tried to go to sleep, and it was really hard to go to sleep, which it has been for the past few nights actually. And then I eventually kind of drifted off to sleep. Within about half an hour, probably, I woke up soaked in sweat, bed soaked in sweat, in my clean sheets, um, and so there was that, right? And then woke up this morning feeling mildly frustrated about the clean sheet scenario, because of course it's winter and it's hard to dry things, all that kind of stuff. But trying not to be, again, trying to stay positive, trying to stay on top of the vibration and not let silly little things like sheets get me down. Um, Seem to have arrived at that vibration around that. And then just knowing as well, I'm never going to put clean sheets on before a new moon or a full moon ever again, because that's a waste of time. But then what else came in was like just this, oh God, yeah, okay, the dreams. So last night, when I finally got to proper sleep, I had all these dreams about people that I've known throughout the years. Like some of them, people that I haven't thought about in probably like 5, 10, 15 years. Some of them people I haven't seen for like 25 years. And these dreams were all stuff about things going wrong. And it's one woman that I used to work for, and she was a narcissist. And I worked in a shop for her, and the shop had all pictures up on the walls. And in the dream, I was tearing up all these pictures and destroying them. And then I was hoovering them up to try and hide the fact that I'd done it. And then she came in and the Hoover bag split and all the contents dropped out. So she found out that I was the one that had destroyed all her pictures in the shop. So there's all that weird energy going on around that. and me feeling like I've been told off, and trying to hide it all and all that kind of stuff. And then this guy that I had a brief fling with in 2002, 2001, suddenly just popped up and said hello. And he was sitting there looking at me, and it was like, oh no, not you. And then so I woke up this morning with all this crazy energy from just like, oh, get away from me. And it's not been like this one night I've had that dream, but for, going back now, maybe, they do come over the years, but over the past 3 or 4 weeks, loads of dreams like that with these people, and it's always different people, and it's always something going wrong, or, I've had to let go of so many people over the years, and a couple of really good friends I've let go of. And one of them was my really good friend disliking me in the dream. And, it's just, and it's been like a roller coaster of this. So, and what they say about that is you can't let go of people and you can't let go of situations until you bring them back to let go of them. So I have let go of everyone in the physical. So you might notice you've let go of people in the physical, but then they come back to haunt you in your dreams, other people that you're never going to see again or have any contact with, so you can merely just let go of them again. And that kind of stuff. I noticed as well when I was going to sleep as well, just like, when you go to sleep and you're just trying to sleep, and what pops into my head when I sleep is all these people as well from the past, situations or just locations as well. Like I'd be drifting off to sleep and I suddenly see an image of like a road I used to walk down when I went to school when I was 15 years old, and things like that. Loads of different things like that. Just places that I hadn't been thinking about just popping up in my mind, which is also clearing. It's like clearing events that you went through at certain times in your life. So you might be experiencing that as well, like it just popping up in your head, it coming up in the dreams. It's all for clearing, it's all for the letting go of. So there's nothing to worry about that. But it might feel icky, like it does for me, icky kind of energy. And then when I got up, finally, got out of bed, everything, I was feeling all this anxiety coming through my heart space, heart chakra. So that's the masculine coming through. So the masculine feeling loads of fear, basically. And it doesn't really matter what it's in relation to. Of course, you're the connection, so it's in relation to the connection always. But what they may be feeling fear about in their life, and it's causing anxiety inside of them, or worry or stress, it's not going to be showing up as the same stuff in your life. So it'll be showing up differently in your life, but it'll still be causing you to have the same feeling of anxiety or stress. So when you've got fearful stuff coming in, like they said in that last reading just before this moon, it's about feeling the fear, because it's a connection that you've got with the one that you're connected to, where they're feeling fear. You have to then feel fear to help them clear fear. So it might be coming up in different things. In my life, I've got a leak in the roof. I started thinking about slugs again. I'm looking at the corners of the house and stuff, and I'm trying not to, but it's happening. Like I say, yesterday, stuff going wrong online or just being really difficult. And things like that. Like this morning in the kitchen, I nearly tipped over a pan of boiling water as I was trying to do something. Stuff like that coming up. So you might be noticing, excuse me, things like that. Or anything, stuff in your physical body, aches and pains, all that kind of stuff. But it's all coming from the one that you're connected to, because they're clearing massive amounts of fear. So they are experiencing, you can only clear fear if you experience it. It's never about just running in the opposite direction or ignoring it or trying to get away from it. It's about, like the book says, I guess feel the fear and do it anyway, but then arriving at the point of don't feel any fear and do it anyway, because when, you clear the fear by feeling the fear. So, and of course that's all about the connection, because they've got to feel the fear. to clear it so that the fear of being with you or contacting you that experience of you is cleared, because they can't clear that fear around you until they've cleared fear in other ways, and you've got to clear the fear as well for them because you're connected to them. So that's why fear is coming up. Also, dreams, things in your daily life, how it's feeling inside of you. So like I said, I've got this like stuff going on in my heart chakra, center of the chest, which is feeling just really nervous and all over the place a little bit, like scattered energy coming in as well, kind of not knowing what to do with myself, in a sense, like a panicky feeling, like wanting to turn one way to do one thing and then kind of, oh no, I'm going to do this instead. I'm not doing that, but I'm feeling that coming up through my heart, and that's coming from my twin as well. So it's like he's scattered and he's got this not knowing what to do with himself. So what do you do in relation to that when you feel it coming up in yourself is that you have to ground yourself and you have to bring yourself to centre, because in doing that you're going to bring them to centre. So you, like the worries that try to cord you and the fear that tries to cord you, that's coming in for you to manage that, basically, because your twin's feeling that. So it's up to you to manage it. So you have to be in awareness of it first of all. So you've got to know that any fear that's coming up in your physical environment, through your physical body, in your mind, in your unconscious, in your dreams, and in your feeling body, so in your chakras where you might be feeling flutters and discrepancies, like it could be solar plexus, it could be the heart, is all to be managed, not to just be corded into it and to allow it to have hold of you and to take you off balance. So managing it is like the first thing, meditating, bringing yourself to centre, feet flat on the floor, and then focusing in on closed eyes and what lies behind the back of the eyes, the pineal gland, the I can't remember the chakra. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's gone. See, that's the flutters because it's taking me off balance a little bit. And third eye chakra. Focusing there, seeing what images come up, but not forcing it, just like letting go, really. So meditating to let go, and also grounding yourself through doing things that are connecting yourself to the physical world that are going to take you out of your anxiety or panic. So like cooking is good for me. If it's cold outside, go in the kitchen, do something in there, get involved with the food, and that seems to ground me. Whatever it is for you, really. If it's warm where you live, you can go outside, can't you, and ground yourself there, or a walk in nature, that kind of thing. Eating's really good. Eating, heavy food that maybe you don't normally eat. Carbohydrates really ground you. So does fat, saturated fat. So does protein, actually grounds you. Animal-based food grounds you more than fruits and vegetables ground you. So animals are good for that, animal eating. And what else grounds you? Just staying connected really into your physical body. So sleeping, meditating, eating, those kinds of things. Just lately I was guided to buy some CBD oil, which I've never tried, so that's arriving today, funnily enough, luckily. So I'm going to have that later. So CBD oil, they're now telling me. I think I'm going to switch over at some point from wine to CBD oil, but I don't think it's straight away. I think there's going to be a crossover period. And so that's what's coming through the masculine, basically, at this moon. Before the moon, of course, after the moon, it will all clear. So you've got to ground yourself if you feel it coming through. And then also be aware of what's going on inside your head. So when you've got like, I think I mentioned it before, it's like you've got three people inside your head. So you've got your higher self, you've got your ego self, and you've got your inner child. Your higher self is source, ego self is the masculine energy, and your inner child is your feminine energy. You're connected to this one other person that's also got inside of them those three things. So your ego, it's really kind of sounds a bit contradictory, right? But your ego self, which is the voice of rationality, or if you like, the voice of non-belief, which is the voice that can be angry, and the voice that will tell yourself off, tell yourself you're being ridiculous, tell yourself to not believe in this twin flame thing, tell yourself that you've got to, like, shape up or ship out, that kind of stuff. Put yourself in a bad feeling place is what the ego voice does. Tries to cord yourself to the physical world in terms of like trying to control it and your environment and other people and situations and events and things like that, which of course it can't do because things are always divinely destined on this journey. So that's just, it's not actually rational at all. It's just ego. So that voice, right? You've both got that voice. So just look at this, right? And then the inner child, which is the voice of your childhood self. So this is a voice of wanting to have fun, wanting to feel good no matter what, wanting to be all right. The voice of you when you need to be protected and when you feel like you're scared as well, and you feel worried and you feel uncomfortable and you feel anxiety. So if you think about it, when you've gone through your childhood experiences, as lots of us have, and we've been through narcissistic parenting or, what other forms of abuse that are out there that you've been through, if it's not that. And I just say the narcissistic parenting because so many of us have been through that. So it's the most widely recognised within this. So it's the voice of you when you were in that childhood where you were like scared. You felt anxiety and you felt panic and you felt wounded and you felt worried because abuse makes you feel stressed and anxious and panicky. That's the response to it. And it's really unrecognised in childhood because in childhood you don't know, you can't work out how you feel, why you feel how you feel. You're just feeling. So when you're connected to someone as well and they've been through the same thing and you've come into recognition of your inner child wounding, so you're in recognition of that part of you inside of yourself, but they're maybe not in recognition of that inside of themselves. And when you go through these moon periods and just before the moon, when you're going to have either ego come through, which is like that angry voice come through that makes you purge, that makes you almost like throw yourself around the room off the walls, going, I just need to get away from this thing, I just want it to stop, kind of the masculine coming through, right? And that's coming from your twin in the form of ego. And then when you've got the inner child coming through and you've got all this panic and stress and anxiety coming through of like feeling worried, feeling scared, that's your twin coming through. So when you've got it in you and you've got the voices in relation to those, that's your twin inside of you. So not only do you have the telepathy, which you get telepathy, you might just get one word a month or something, they might just say a word to you, like a place or a location or whatever. Or a month they might say, or a day or something that you need to know. That kind of stuff. And then you can have the lovely, you get so many different ways because you can have when all the aspects are good to your energetic union, you can just have that lovely conversation inside yourself that's going on, a lovely conversation about, just like you're talking to yourself, but you're talking to them about what you're going to do in the day and all that kind of stuff and how great you feel and how great life is. So there's like times like that. And then you can have times when the moon's coming, like which is now, and it's coming in and you're getting all their anxiety coming to you. So you're getting all this worry and fear and panic coming through you. And of course that's a feeling, so it comes through the physical body and you feel it in the physical body, and but it's recognizable as your inner child is wounding because you've had that as well, but it's there. So when you've cleared your inner child wounding and there's no reason for you to feel anxiety or panic or stress anymore, and you know that, and you've worked it all out and you've read the books and you've watched the videos about what that is and how that's formed inside of you when you go through a traumatic situation, the PTSD, the fight-flight responses, you learned all about that, so you're in recognition of it, you come into awareness, because awareness heals everything inside of you, but of course you're connected to another, so your awareness is going to heal what's inside of you, but then you're healing what's inside of them. So when that's coming through you pre-moon, It's them coming through. You can be assured if you're in awareness of what is your inner child wounding, and you've come into full awareness, then it's healed in you, because awareness is healing. So when it's coming through you, and beyond that, then it's them coming through you. So just notice that as well, because the voice will come up in terms of that, and it'll be like, I just want to feel better, I just want to feel all right. I don't like this, I don't like this. But it's not the angry voice, it's like a scared voice. So just look at what voice is coming up, because you've always got this three-way conversation coming inside of you. So look at who's in a conversation and what's going on. And then when you've got that scared inner voice coming up, worried, scared, feeling lonely, feeling lost, feeling like just like a panic and fear about the future maybe, use your adult self, your ego self, which is not in activation being angry and not in activation being like overly dogmatic or controlling, because it's coming through as a fear this time. Use that adult voice to soothe your inner child, and then you will be soothing your twin and you'll be helping them through the fear. So why does the fear come up inside the feminine twin that's going through the fear? So you can soothe the fear by soothing yourself. And in that, you soothe the fear inside the one that you're connected to. So that's how the energy works inside. You see, because you can't go to them in the physical dimension and try to make it all right there for them. You have to do it in the energetic connection. So you've got to do it inside of yourself. So you've got to become your own adult to your own inner child. So just look at the voice that's coming up inside of you. I remember a long time ago, these are the things I've got on top of now. You know, I feel it and I know it's him so clearly, because I got on top of everything that was me, and I know that's not me anymore. So things like I would be worried about, I would be telling myself, I'd be worried about my age, you know, how old I was getting and that kind of stuff. And that the voice would be coming up in like that, you know, worried and scared about that. Or things about, you know, for example, like I said, I've got a roof leak. At one time, my inner child would be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? The house is falling down. And it would run riot inside of me. It would run riot. And I would almost be running around like a headless chicken in relation to that voice, in response to that voice. But of course, I was bringing that fear to me for me to manage that fear, because you're managing somebody else's fear. So after getting a grip with all of that inside myself, and now, like I said, I've got a leak in the roof, it's not making me scared at all. I know it's the masculine coming towards me, which is a really good thing. So in terms of that third dimensional fear, I've completely got a grip on that, because it's like, well, great. Let's bring this in. Let's bring this in, because we know this is bringing the masculine in. This is bringing them out of fear. And let's just observe this that's happening in my life in relation to what is a fearful something that they're going through, that I'm having a comparable event in my life to help them through that. So that's the way to kind of look at it and to manage it, you know, and then just get into your feeling good spot. Like they say, there's nothing to do before a moon but get into your feeling good spot. Manage that which is coming to you from them. Know that it's coming from them. Observe what is coming through the physical dimension, through your mind, through your chakras. Where are you feeling it in your physical body? Where does it feel like tingles, flashes, flapping, you know, fizzing? I find panic feels like a fizzing in my heart chakra. It's like goes all fizzy, like almost like someone's scratching me on the inside. So notice how it feels and meditate to soothe. Eat the food, lie down, your CBD oil, your wine, whatever it is you use for that. If anybody needs stronger drugs, then nobody's judging out there, you know, that's what you need at the time. So that's kind of it really about what's coming in and coming through. And at the moment I'm noticing today, breathing into the chakra involved is really, really important, right? So when you've got, people call it a blockage, right? But it's not, there's never a blockage. There's nothing like that. It's not something that is scary. When I do readings for people, I feel where they've got their holding their energy. So listen to this, right? Because I saw it so clearly, I felt it so clearly in a reading with someone the other day, and I probably should share it because I don't think I have, not in a recent video. when you're attached through this energy, what's happening is your feminine, you're working from the feminine, if you're watching this, and you're moving up through your chakras. So it's called Kundalini awakening for anybody that doesn't know that. It means that you move from your base chakra through all the way up through to your top chakra, crown chakra, and higher is activation. So that's where you the information comes in from source. So that's the opening, right? In your physical body, it's the crown chakra. So the journey, you're working all the way through the chakras till you get to the crown chakra, and then you start to receive information from source, and it's like you're fully guided from there, right? So the information comes in. So because you're the feminine and you're in the lead, you can get to that point, and then you can start to receive information. And of course you do, right? Without trying, that is, because third eye is trying. Third eye is where you focus and you see what comes in, and it's a useful tool. But crown chakra is where it just comes, it flows in without you asking. It's like being constantly in that energy of the Pleiadians or Abrahams, or what you want to call them, God. But because you're connected to somebody, their energy has got to also flow up towards the crown chakra, but they're behind you in the process. So they've said before through these videos, right, that we'll go down, you will open up into your crowns, but then you're going to have to go back down again because you're working energetically with somebody else. So you're connected through the process, through the chakra system. So you're going to have to go down sometimes to whichever one of those chakras to help them clear out that chakra. And how long you spend in that chakra, it's not like you can't say that, because it's going to be different for certain things and certain times and that kind of stuff. So when you're feeling like panic and anxiety, if you breathe, then you're going to find, it's going to help you find out where that energy is in relation to your twin, right? So I feel it in my heart, so I know that he's in his heart. You might feel it, fear is also held in solar plexus. So you might feel it there. You might feel like your gut's all tangled up, like your stomach's in tightness. And also it's not like there is a physical juncture between the chakras. It's flowing. You can flow really easily. So you might find it's going between the solar plexus and between the heart. So you might find you go from tight tummy to like fizzy heart feeling, you know, in a second. So, because there's no barrier there, physical barrier, right? So it's not like, oh, we're in the solar plexus and that's it, end of story. It's like it could go straight into the heart next and back down, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, as you're in this portal of fear, right? So basically what you're doing is you're going back down your chakra system to where they are, and you're helping them clear it out. So if you breathe into your body, breathe, sit, breathe, meditate, but focus on the breathing, it's going to help you get into the understanding of where they are in terms of their journey. Because if you understand the chakras, we've said this in another video, we'll just say it again quickly. Base chakra is family history, it's everything in there. Family history, collective history, your lineage, their lineage, culturally, generationally, connectively, everything, right? Past lives, if you want to call it that, it's all down there. But there's nothing to worry about. There's never anything to worry about. There's also connection to animals down there, the animal kingdom, the fact that we were animals once and we only worked from that chakra, and we weren't, because evolution has taken us through to, it's always taken us through the chakras as well. It's a completely different story, but it has. So you've got base chakra, so you might feel it in lower back, for example. Also, it can go from lower back straight to heart. The energy can go shush. Kundalini awakening is where you go straight from base chakra to crown chakra. Some people do it in an instant, you know. So there's no like limit to like how this energy can move. So yeah, base chakra, lower back, feeling it there. Base of the spine, buttocks, that kind of thing, right? Even sciatica, back of the legs, back of the thighs. It's all anything lower than your tailbone is your base chakra, would be considered that, right? In terms of where the energy is, right? The only one that matters, because you've got chakras all over your body and in your legs too, the only ones that matter in terms of this is the base chakra. The others are not about holding such things like history. They're you think of yourself as a robot with points of energy to help you work. They're like little cogs in the wheel, they're not a big cog. Then the sexual chakra, right, which is a primitive fire energy, which is the sexual chemistry that you feel, of course. Sometimes you'll be guided back down there to feel it. It'll start to tingle and it'll mean that you have to masturbate. It'll be about having a sacred orgasm, which is going to bring you closer together. So that's really what that's about. You can go back and forth from there as well. You're always going back down to that one certain times. That's always, everything's a good sign. Whenever you make, take a shift to anything, it's a good sign, because it means that something's going on. And you've progressed and you're clearing out something, or you're activating something. That's an activation when you go down there. And then, of course, there's the solar plexus. There's loads of fear held in the solar plexus. That's where you end being an animal. So solar plexus is the last chakra that animals have. They don't go further up. So, and it's all about instinct. But there is emotion there because it's a crossover. Once you get into the heart, you're in emotions, you see. So animals do have emotions. We're not saying that. They are sentient beings. They do have feelings. So they don't have thought, they operate from instinct. So maybe whales, monkeys, what they call primates. So that's all though, because there's evolution going on in the animal kingdom as well, but that's a whole different story, so we won't go there. Right, so the solar plexus, there is, between the solar plexus and the heart chakra is a gulf of work that has to be done, because to move from instinct, primal instinct, and that fear, this is like primal fear, like when you feel fear and the mind can't fathom it, so when we were less evolved and we would feel fear at things and we had no way to work out a way of feeling better in relation to that fear, that's when you're in the solar plexus, right? So when your twin is in the solar plexus and they're in fear, they have not got the mental capacity to be like, oh, let me just get a higher view on this. Well, why am I afraid of this? There's no point of being afraid of this. I just got to feel the fear and do it anyway. They won't have that ability to do that. So when you're being dragged down to the solar plexus again, in terms of fear coming in through your life or through your mind, it's so that you can come into more awareness and you can help them move up and out of that primal response to fear into a more aware response to fear. And then you've got the heart, you see, and where they go next is the heart. And in the heart you have all the emotions. So when you're feeling the fear in the heart, which I'm feeling at this moon, and hopefully you're feeling it there too, because it's a really good place to feel fear, because it means that they're in the heart and they're above the solar plexus. So they're now operating from what is human energy. Really the word rationale and logic do have to be associated with source, because they do mean complete knowingness if you use them in the proper way, so complete evolutionary way. So, and of course the complete knowingness is about not being afraid of anything, because there's nothing to be afraid of. So if you're feeling it in your heart, it's a really good place. So about being in the heart yourself and breathing into the heart and expanding into the heart and letting the fear go through all the means they're talking about, letting the fear go that they mentioned already, is a really good thing to do prior to the moon, because you're going to help your twin in releasing the fear, and from there they're going to move up, and what's next is the throat chakra, and in throat chakra comes communication. The primal instinct to communicate, you go in solar plexus, throat. If you clear the heart, they're going solar plexus, throat. Right? So that's when you're going to get communication coming in to you from them, because it's a primal energy, is reunion energy. It's not a logic. It's not the old paradigm of logical thought, because we clear the mind. So look at it this way, right? They mentioned those three. So in the heart, what you do is you expand the heart. The heart is about feelings, feeling good for you, feeling good about everything. That is love, right? That is what love is, feeling good in a logical, rational way, in a human-based way, in a living here way. It's about feeling good. You can say it's about all sorts of other things once you leave the physical body and you cease to be in a physical body. You could say it's about higher energy, it's about source, it's about oneness, it's about divine love, it's about anything like that. But in a human physical existence, which you are in right now, it's about feeling good because you're human right now. So the focus on the heart in the human framework is on feeling good and feeling good alone. It's pointless putting it anywhere else apart from your feeling good, because the result's going to come from your feeling good. So in terms of you and your awareness, it's that. In terms of them and their awareness, when you are feeling energy come through the heart, and it's going to be your twin because you come into awareness around what your energy is, then it's about breathing, expanding and relaxing, trying to take them into a better place of feeling good. So that's why they say all the stuff around the eating, the lying down, the having a drink, whatever, it floats your boat in terms of that, reading the newspaper, reading a book, whatever you like. And then throat is communication, so it's very human, the throat chakra. Once you get up past there, third eye is ability to see source, clairvoyance, and crown chakra, and there's more chakras as well, because you've got the ear chakras, which are clairaudience, so they're very important as well. That's hearing source. But crown chakra is just knowing source. On your journey, you go all the way up, you start to ping pong around inside your head, like opening all those up, ping pong, like a pinball machine inside your head, as you open up those chakras. As source comes through the crown and fills you up with awareness and understanding and knowledge on your path, on this path, then you have the ability to move up and down the chakras in terms of your twin flame connection in response to where they're at. So that's that, really, is what they want to say. And just also as well, twins, look at it this way as well, because there's never a blockage, right? So even though I'm saying they might be down in the solar plexus, they might be in fear. And there is a big gap between the solar plexus and the heart, where it's kind of like a big pull to get that energy up. But they also do go up beyond that, right? They will go up into the, through the chakras, right up to the crown. But they don't really, they don't open them fully, is what they're saying. So it's like, they're much more likely to open the throat, and that's to be fully open, than they are to open the heart or the head chakras. The crown, because they're twin, is open, you see. Source is ready and waiting and will come in, so they will get points of enlightenment. But you see, full Kundalini awakening is where there is just, the energy just shoots up. It doesn't stay down there in any of those ones. So it means, when you've cleared your family history, you let go of everything and everyone, and that includes friends, soulmates, locations, whatever. The second one isn't for clearing, it's for sexual activation, so we'll leave that out, although it kind of gets cleared because it just becomes more useful in what it's for, instead of being feeling like, that pain that comes from not having sex with the one you want to have the sex with. And then the solar plexus, where there's all that primal fear. So you clear that out, right? So you're no longer having a primal response to fear. You're having an awakened response to fear. So you're like, fear, I see you. No, I see you, I raise you 10. I'm not having that. Bring me another fear. Let's see, I can manage all this fear. Bring it all in. We'll just manage this with a calm, composed inner world. Right, that's in the response to the primal fear. And then up into the heart, right, when you've opened your heart fully, and you know that because you're no longer feeling scared of feeling love. You're no longer feeling worried instead of feeling love. And remember, love is feeling good. That's all it is. So when you're feeling good all the time, and it's odd for you to not feel good, like it was for me this morning, it felt odd to not feel good because I'm used to just feeling good. So you cleared that one, right? Throat, I'm not going to talk about throat, I'm not going to talk about the head anymore, right? So it's kind of like you just clear through, right? So they're also clearing through. So they're going up and down, but they will go down, and they haven't not cleared something as much as you've cleared it, and you've got to clear it for them. So you'll go back down in response to where they've gone, so that you can clear it for them, with them, should we say, because it's with them that you clear them, right? It's with them that you clear it. In energy, everything is known. So you all know what's going on in that. That's why there's no blockage, you see. So it's like a thing that you're doing. It's got to be done. There's never a blockage. There's never anything to worry about. It's never not going to go right. It's always going to go right. It's just about going back down there and helping them clear it out a bit more so that they can expand fully into the heart and start to operate from feeling good alone, and then operate vocally from feeling good alone, which of course is making contact with you. So like they say, everything is always about physical reunion, even the things that aren't, are always, everything's always about physical reunion. I need to just open this computer up. It won't let me open it so I can see where I'm at. Hang on. See if we are still in fact running. So let's just pull another card out on this moon. Shuffle them. But let's see what's going on. I might pull one either side. I think that maybe one more than one either side, because we've got the pre-moon still in that. Let's have a look. Letting go. So things come to you so you can let go of fear, whether it's mind, physical, seeing around you, feeling it in you, physical, everything, dreams, anxieties, panics, worries, stresses. It's all coming to you for you to let go. Incoming with the moon, look. Excuse me. Let's have another one there, actually. I might do 3 before, because we like 3s. King of Pentacles. Say no more. Masculine. Physical. Masculine. Coming from physical, masculine. Pre-moon. And reaching out. So that's physical reunion, right? So everything is always about physical reunion. Everything. There's no point ever asking, is it about physical reunion? Because it's always about physical reunion. The thing is, it's not about physical. It's about energetic, isn't it? Because everything that they talk about is energetic. It's never about physical. So the worry, you have to let go of worry. You have to let go of stress around physical reunion. You have to let go of thinking it's something you can control and dominate with your mind, because you can't. You can't control and dominate anything with your mind. It's what you need to learn as a twin flame, because twin flames don't work from the mind. They work from the heart. They work from feeling good, because it's corresponding to law of attraction, your reason for being here. Okay, 3 after this. Brand new beginnings, Ace of Pentacles. So coming from the moon after this. So all you've got to do really is batten down the hatches, is what I say. Batten down the hatches and prepare for it. You know, imagine you're a ship at sea, right? You're going to hit some stormy weather. And it's like, get the ship ready, right? Take down the sails. I mean, I've got really guided to, I've got this list of things here, right? Of things that I was going to do today that involve me going online and looking at stuff. These are things that I've got to organise in my personal life. And I know now I'm not doing any of that till Friday. So I'm taking down my sails. So what sails can you take down and not do before the moon, and instead do what is just necessary? So it's like on the ship, you take down the sails, you shut all the portholes, you get everybody off deck, downstairs, you just brace yourself, right, for what's coming in. That's what I mean, batten down the hatches, brace yourself. No, it's coming from him. No, it's all about physical union. It's going to pass with the moon, brand new beginnings. So the sea will go calm after the waves will go calm after the full moon. So put off anything to do till after the full moon. Let's get another one out there. Head over heart. So releasing head over heart. 2 of Swords. Brand new in relation to that. It's heart opening energy. And truth, masculine truth, King of Swords. So this is like, don't get all worried when I say it either. Judgment is underneath. Every time we go through a moon, it's going to open the heart. Every single time. But it's not, you know how you feel, I think I said this in the last one, you know how you feel like, this must be it, because I feel it so strongly, that heart opening, this must mean he's coming now, because if I've got, this is why I feel this, right? But you've got to understand that every time we go through a moon, the heart is opening more and more and more. And like I say, the energy will go. So if the heart's opening now, so if you're feeling the fear and the anxiety coming through the heart space, it means that they're in the heart and they're opening it. But then after the moon, what happens is it goes calm again. So they're going to go back into their head, because that's what this shows, right? So the head's got to be cleared as well, right? They operate from primal instinct. So it's got to go, if you're going to view it in a course of action, it will go solar plexus clears from fear. Then we go into the heart opening. Of course, you can go back and forth as many times as you need to. Heart opening energy is where we are now, right? But we're coming from head opening energy. So we're coming from mind-based stuff, because that's just the evolution that we've gone through, is to get into the head and clear the head. So we're already up in the head clearing it, and have been. And then it's gone back down to the heart just before this moon to open up the heart some more. And after the moon, it's going to go back up into the head again. Because after all, we are human, we have got a brain, and we do talk. And we're not animals, we talk. I mean, I know animals can communicate, but it's not at such an intellectual level as us. And then it's going into the masculine, this is masculine vocalization and talk. And truth as well. So it's got to go back up into the head after the moon, after this heart opening, that is the fear coming in, back up into the head, so it can operate from what is pure logic. And pure logic is where the heart speaks, isn't it? It's where you operate from the heart, because we just said that. It's where there isn't any operating from the like, oh no, I don't think so. Oh, it's been such a long time, I don't think I could do that. Oh, she'd laugh at me. Oh, you know, all those niggly doubts and fears and worries that are just so not what this journey's about. So, and most of that's cleared now. Let's get another on it. Emotions, see, 7 of Cups. So it's clearing all those niggly things up in the head. So it's going to go back up into the head after this moon. And just review with more heart opening energy, which is what's created before this moon. And just review in the head, the masculine will review in the head all those niggly doubts and fears. And it'll be a lot more heart-based energy around those. So it'll be more like kind of, well, that doesn't really matter, does it? That fear doesn't matter. Well, that's a silly thing to be afraid of. Well, that's, you know, I don't feel that anymore. Maybe I thought that, you know, there's going to be some things that he feels before this moon, like, that weren't right, that he's going to feel after this moon that are right in terms of what he should do. Justice, happiness. Because it's going to be operating from more of a feeling good. Separation, 5 of Pentacles, time in Wheel of Fortune, and death and transformation. So there we go. So it's all transforming. And I just want to say something as well, because that came to me yesterday, which is another, you know, there are so many things on this journey that you receive in wisdom and then you take on board in ego. And last year I received in wisdom 2020, equal years, but it wasn't 2020, it was 2120 last year, wasn't it? So 21st century, not the 20th century. So you see, what I received in wisdom in equal years is equal years this year. So it's 2121, so it's this year. So sorry about that, folks. Reunions. But, you know, I'm only human. And at the end of the day right now, and when I get a message saying equal years, my human brain, which has never been very good with numbers actually, thinks 2020, but of course it's not, it's 2021. So now we know. Now we know. I'm getting the month of May as well. I don't know if that's just for me, or if it might apply to anybody else. Maybe you've had that come through. So that's explaining a lot, isn't it? Why we felt it so strongly last year, it's going to turn out to be this year, and why we thought it was last year, mentally. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Hope that helps with this moon coming in right now. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.